So another big thing going right now, Trap Boy song, Lil Quita. Song blazing, you know what I'm saying, all over, is picking up steam. But lately, in the last week, a lot of hands sound like it's starting to get put into this production. A lot of people coming out the woodworks saying, you know, they had a part in that. DJ Duffy, as you probably already know, celebrity DJ for French Montana. JOliver, who was also a producer on this track, and another guy named Crush Crew. DJ Duffy, 2 years ago, brought that Lil Quita sample, that beat, to JOliver. According to Duffy and on Real Life Street Stars, Duffy talked about how the beat needed more work. She didn't really like it. JOliver took it. He revamped it into what we hear today on that record. Duffy at that time was flirting around with if she wanted to be an artist, but then she ended up getting picked up as a DJ for French. She decided she don't want to do rapping no more. She gives JOliver the okay to shop the record. He shops the record to Tay Money. After Duffy already recorded her version, he shopped the beat to Tay Money. Tay Money did a version of that record, but she never released it. Here it is 2 years later. Trap Boy Freddy took the record. Now the record is out of here. But Duffy goes on Real Life Street Star and tell this story. And the producer, JOliver, also went on Real Life Street Star, as well as my show, Mogul State of Mind. He talks about that whole process.
So I think, I don't know where Khrushchev is from, but he put that sample in there. And a lot of people used that sample before, but I was like, I don't care, because you know what I mean? It's a sample, it is what it is. A lot of people use it, but I was like, whatever. And when we did it, I did it for Duffy, and it was a cool record, but Duffy just did not know what she wanted to do. She didn't know if she wanted to be an artist. She didn't know if she wanted to be a DJ. She didn't know if she wanted to be a CEO. She just didn't know what she wanted to do. So she was sitting on it for a long time. So I was like, well, if you're gonna sit on this, I'm gonna sell it, because I know people gonna like this in Texas.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to use it, so I gave it to Tay Money. Got in the studio with Tay Money. She rewrote something to it with my homeboy Noivelle. And it was a smash. Her version was hot. She never put it out. Like, I don't know what it is with artists where they just don't put stuff out. Like, so I'm like, me, if you don't put nothing out and you don't buy it, it's not yours. So I sent it to Trap Boy. I wasn't even in the studio. I think Trap Boy was recording in LA at the time. And I sent it to Trap Boy and recorded it, and Hoodie sent it to me. And Hoodie said, yo, this record crazy. This gonna be insane.
He kind of tried to expose her on the text message, like, yo, I got permission for her to use this beat, but he stopped reading the text messages short. Duffy, being a female, you know, they keep all the screenshots. She dropped the full text thread. And at the bottom of that text thread, he said, I want to shop the beat. You know, who knows, this can be big for us. And so knowing that she's supposed to be included in this credit, do you feel like Duffy should have been part of getting paid for this record?
I mean, I haven't seen the internet thread or anything like that. I haven't seen the text message thread. I'm good friends with JOliver, you know what I mean? Me talk on the phone here and there, and different shit like that. I'm friends with him. So, you know, he always seemed to be a stand-up guy.
Always, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to say that first and foremost. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's business.
Yeah.
It's business, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't have your paperwork right, and if you're not representing yourself right, then these type of things that happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it was a situation where they're supposed to get some money out and Duffy's supposed to get some money off of it, it should have been some paperwork done to say, okay, this is a split agreement. This is what we're gonna do. If you sell it or if you shop it, then this is what I'm gonna want off of it and agree to it, and then you work according to what that paperwork is.
Right.
And I think that a lot of people be in the music industry, but they don't be in the music business.
Right.
And sometimes that causes a rift, if you will, on different things like this. You know what I'm saying? I had the same type of situation with the same type of sample, the same sample that they used. And, you know, I mean, me and JOliver talked about it, and, you know, it was kind of chopped the same kind of way, but, you know, great minds think alike.
Absolutely.
So things like that happen too when you use samples and they're floating out around and all of that kind of shit too. So, you know what I mean? It's like, this shit can happen in any kind of way, any shape or form or fashion. I think, you know, again, this is a situation that could have been handled off camera.
Right.
It could have been a discussion that both of them could have had together and worked it out and figured it out. At the end of the day, we are black people that have a big grip on an industry that we monetize a lot of money out of. We got to start learning that we have a lot of power and to use that power the right way.
Right.
And not put ourselves out there like we bottom feeders when it comes to doing different things, man. I think that, it's a lot of success out there for a lot of people to have. Of course I know Duffy's a DJ and I know she got a good ear. So it doesn't surprise me that she even found the sample and, this is how it came about. You know what I'm saying? And hell, I did the same sample. You know what I mean? Great minds think alike. So, it's unfortunate, and I hope that they're able to come to a medium and try to figure it out. But it's business. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do the business. If you don't do the business, then you're going to have loose ends like this.
So why wouldn't a label like 300, which is a major independent, not go through and make sure these things are scrubbed out and taken care of?
Well, I'm quite sure that 300 probably didn't know the Duffy story. You know what I mean? I'm quite sure that it wasn't the reason to tell it in the first place. You know what I mean? But, they're going to do their due diligence as far as they think that they need to go. They're not going to dig where we're in a digital world now. If there's some issues, then, they're going to throw a check at it and let that be the reason. If the song is big enough, if it's not, then they'll pull it and redo it or whatever needs to be done. So, we're in a day and age where it's not like the 90s when you had to dot every I and cross every T before you put things out. It's a lot loose now.
Can you give a brief education on like that process? So, because on that song, you have a sample. You have two different producers. You have Trap Boy as the songwriter and possibly, Duffy reaching, coming in saying she has something to do with it. How should this have been broken down?
Well, it's a lot of parts in it. And to say there's a lot of parts in it, you have the other producer that did it. You got JOliver. You got Trap Boy Freddy. You got the chick that was rapping that they sampled her voice. And then you got the nigga that owns the video that's really in control of the master recording of those vocals.
Oh, wow.
So that's 5 different people. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of things to go through with that. So a lot of people don't really understand. It's like, I've been sampling for years. I'm a master at this shit.
Right.
So when I sample songs, if I can find a live version of a record that I like and I want to sample it, I'm going to sample it from the live version. I'm going to go pull it off of YouTube. You know why? Because that's not a master from the record label. So the clearances is going to be a lot cheaper for me to pull a live performance or replay of something than to go to a master recording from a record label and sample it that way.
Oh, damn.
And a lot of people don't know that. That's $1 million piece of game I just gave y'all last too. I want my check. But that's how that shit go though. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of moving parts in that shit.
So back in the day when it come to clearing the sample, what was that process like? Or if you trying to get direct master?
Bro, it was at the end of the day, again, if I sample a record, some of the times, I'm not gonna say what records they were, but a lot of records I did for Rap A Lot had samples all in them. And they were buried in it. Yeah. And I would never disclose. I don't think even told Rap A Lot, hey, there's a sample in here. I just let that shit go. Yeah. Never got pulled. Nothing. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like when you dealing with samples and you sample from somebody's master, and if the record label own that shit, then they gonna hit you with a fee up front, and then they're gonna take up to about 50%, if not more than that. I know I sampled a Bob Marley sample one time, and they took the whole thing. They was like, nigga, we don't need this bread and 100% of nothing.
Shit.
Yeah, facts.
Man, I remember Jay-Z, I believe Jay-Z and Kanye, it took them forever to get a James Brown sample. Mm-hmm. Clear, they real protective. And then you saw, was that Blurred Lines? They got sued by
just replaying some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's powerful, bro.